This is a bizarre scene that happened on the streets of Japan a few days ago. A 74-year-old man drove into a big pit on the road. What's more outrageous is that more than a month has passed. Not only has the pit become bigger and bigger, but the old man has not been rescued yet. The driver of the white truck was crossing an intersection in Japan when he did not expect the ground to suddenly collapse, and he fell into the pit with his car. After the accident, the local fire department rushed to the scene for rescue as soon as possible. After the firefighters went down to the pit, they quickly got in touch with the driver and learned that the driver was a 74-year-old man who was still conscious and seemed to have no major problems. But the door of the cab was completely stuck, and the old man was trapped inside and couldn't get out. Then 2 firefighters were arranged to go down, but they didn't expect that. As soon as the 2 went down to the pit, the area around the pit began to collapse further. As a last resort, the firefighters on the road could only pull the 2 rescuers up quickly. This was just the beginning of the failure. After some discussion, the firefighters decided to lift the truck up as a whole first, but unexpectedly, when the crane was about to start stretching, the steel wire connected to the truck suddenly broke. After another adjustment, when preparing for the second stretch, the road collapsed again, and the rescue had to be stopped again. After a night of tossing, the truck was finally lifted up until the next day. But what no one expected was that only the body of the truck came up, and the front of the car where the cab was located was still below. What's worse, the rescuers accidentally discovered that 10 meters below the pit was an important pipeline for 12 nearby cities to send sewage to the treatment plant. The collapse of the road this time was due to the aging and rupture of the water pipe, which caused a cavity above and eventually led to the collapse of the road. Not only that, a large amount of toxic gases such as hydrogen sulfide were detected in the pit, and groundwater had already gushed out. In order to prevent the trapped old man from being poisoned and hypoxic, these yellow pipes were specially installed to pump air into the pit and start pumping water out at the same time. According to local experts, they speculated that the old man was likely to leak into the sewer from the broken pipe and was washed downstream. So they changed the rescue plan again and decided to drain the water first and then rescue people. Then the local government decided to require about 1.2 million people in 12 nearby cities to suspend the use of sewers. But unexpectedly, heavy rain fell in the city at this time, and the rescue work had to be interrupted again. On February 5th, the water level in the pit finally began to drop. Rescuers finally made a new discovery through underwater drones. More than 100 meters downstream of the pit, an object suspected to be the front of the car was found, but the old man was still not found. It was not until 1 month after the incident that the location of the front of the truck was finally determined by inserting a small camera through a ground drilling hole. It was located about 30 meters downstream of the pit, and it was initially judged that the old man should still be in it. They modified the rescue plan again and dug another gentle slope from the ground to the location of the front of the truck. But experts also said that it would take at least 3 months to dig this gentle slope. At this time, the road surface has changed from a small pit at the beginning to a completely unrecognizable scene like this. However, Japanese netizens are also very interesting, and they are all encouraging the old man to hold on, and he will be able to successfully get out of the pit in another 3 months. As of now, the rescue operation is still ongoing.